So PMQ started, and Sunak was cheered. Loud, booming cheers, from his tribe. Or perhaps all of his 5 families, as it was. Like, everyone on that side of the House of Commons was cheering him on. And as The Guardian reported, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? This weakened, embattled prime minister, and everyone was like, yeah, Rishi, go on, son. You won the vote. You hero. With your 2-day campaign of unrelenting appeasement. What a visionary. Go on. Anyway, and then he arrived, and he did his little ditty where he pretends that we've all had some big tax cuts, even though we're heading for this all-time, post-war tax high. So that's always fun to listen to. And then, anyway, Starmer then asked him about homelessness, which I don't know how many of you were actually aware of this, but, thanks to the cost of living crisis and the housing crisis, creating that crunch on stock, like there's nowhere near enough new 1-bed and 2-bed, flats or like little houses, starter homes being built. So because of the housing crisis and the cost of living crisis and the mortgage crisis as well, where the Bank of England hiked rates 13 times and it sent mortgages soaring, and subsequently now rents are exploding because so many rented properties are actually buy to let. They're purchased, they're on a mortgage. So when that mortgage goes up, your rent goes up by 500 quid or 700 quid if you're very unlucky. But anyway, so homelessness in the UK is kind of exploding. It has never been bigger, guys. All homelessness is popular now. It's up 25% from last year, even. In some parts, it's more. If you go give Liam Thorpe a follow on Twitter, he's a journalist from is it the Liverpool Echo, I want to say? Definitely like Liverpool. And he does some really good stuff, really good reporting, like on the ground reporting from about like homelessness in Liverpool. It's absolutely just like floor jawing, for want of a better phrase. But also Jamie Shapiro is another guy. He writes for the Southern Daily Echo, which they were reporting in Southampton, and Southampton has seen a tripling of rough sleepers. Triple. So, like there's a reason why they wanted to criminalise people like sleeping out rough in tents. All right, it's because they don't have any solutions to actually solve the housing crisis, i.e., build enough homes, rein in the banks. So instead, what's the next best thing they can do is police the ripple effects of all of that. They were seeking, towards the end of Suella Braverman's term as Home Secretary to make it a criminal offence to sleep in your tent out in public. And that is because they know that tent cities are coming. So, anyway, I know that all of this sounds really dark, and, I tried to keep this show at least a little bit gallows humour, kind of fun and funny. And, I want to leave you somewhat uplifted with my content. So I know that all of that sounds really dark and depressing and bad and so on. But you will be relieved to hear that there is actually a silver lining to some of this stuff. There is something to feel good about, and you have to take your wins where you can these days. And that is, the silver lining is that despite it getting murderously cold out there, despite the absence of private rental protections being put in place, all of that was watered down and kicked down the road a few weeks ago. Don't know if you remember. Even though the numbers of rough sleepers are soaring, nay, tripling in some areas, the silver lining, this should make you feel good. The silver lining, at least we can take solace in the fact that HSBC, Lloyds, NatWest, Barclays, all of them have made an absolute killing out of the interest rates being hiked up all of that time. They have. Oh my God, have they made bank? Should we go through some of them? Uncharacteristically, I have actually prepped them. This will make you really love capitalism. Here we go. You ready? Let's do this. So HSBC more than doubles profits as interest rates soar. Who have we got next? Lloyd's profits jump by 46% amid higher interest rate charges. NatWest, first quarter, just the first quarter, first 3 months of the year, profits jump by 50% after interest rate rises. Last but not least, Barclays. Profits have jumped to £4.6 billion. Oh, man. Doesn't that just make you feel good? I feel like we should celebrate. I feel we should celebrate the hard work of the banks. You guys have had a great year, a great couple of years, in fact, since you first started hiking interest rates and broke all of us financially. But you've had a good year. You worked hard for it. We should celebrate. We should have a street party, shouldn't we? We should have a street. Let's celebrate in the street. I mean, clear the tents away first, of course. I said a party, not a festival.